What if I told you that one of the most developed, most diverse, most breathtaking countries on the planet has been quietly called a third world jungle by millions of people who have never even looked it up? What if I told you that Americans, right now, today, genuinely believe the people there live in tree houses? And what if I told you that while New York City's subway smells like urine and has rats crawling out of homeless people's blankets, this so-called poor jungle country has a cleaner, safer, more modern rail system sitting above the clouds? My name is Rachel. I'm an American. And I married a Malaysian man. And let me tell you, I was just as ignorant as everyone else. Until I actually went there. Beat. Slow smile. Music drops in. Energetic, warm. Today, we are exposing every single lie Americans have told us about Malaysia. And by the end of this video, you are going to feel one of two things: either embarrassed that you believe these myths, or desperately ready to book a flight. Let's go. Lie 1. Malaysia is a third world country. Here's a question for you. When you hear the word Malaysia, what do you picture? Be honest. Because when I ask most Americans, I get the same answer every time. Oh, isn't that like really poor? Or my personal favorite, a political commentator on television confidently announcing that Xi Jinping visiting Malaysia meant nothing because, and I quote, "those folks have no money at all." No money. At all. Let that sink in for a second. Because here's what nobody is telling you. Malaysia is an upper middle income economy. It is a booming nation with a stable government, a growing tech sector, and some of the most jaw-dropping architecture you have ever seen in your life. You want to talk skyscrapers? Malaysia is home to Merdeka 118, the second tallest building in the entire world. You've heard of the Petronas Twin Towers, right? Those iconic structures that dominated every spy movie poster in the 90s? Those are in Kuala Lumpur, the tallest twin towers on Earth, in Malaysia. And while we're comparing, I used to live in the Bay Area near San Francisco. I now live in Los Angeles. You know what I see every single day? Homelessness, dirty streets, a public transportation system that feels unsafe just to stand near. I've seen viral videos of over a dozen rats swarming out from under a homeless man's blanket on a New York City subway platform. That video hit 7 million views. People were horrified. Meanwhile, Malaysia's LRT runs above ground. Open air, clean platforms, no rats, no smell, no fear. So ask yourself, who's really the developed one here? Malaysia has Lamborghinis. It has mansions. It has fine dining, cuisines from every corner of the planet, and a standard of living that would genuinely shock most Westerners. This is not a poor country. This is a hidden gem, and the world just hasn't caught up yet. Lie 2. Everyone there looks the same. Can I ask you something strange? What does a Malaysian look like? Go ahead. Picture it. Because this is the lie that frustrates my husband Logish more than almost anything else. He'll tell someone he's Malaysian, and without fail, they'll squint at him and go, "But you look Indian. Are you sure?" Yes, he's sure. Here's what most people don't understand. Malaysia is one of the most ethnically diverse countries in all of Asia. While Japan is famously overwhelmingly Japanese, Malaysia is home to 3 major ethnic groups living side by side in harmony. You have Malays, Chinese Malaysians, Indian Malaysians, Sarawakians, indigenous communities, and dozens of subcultures layered within each. They celebrate each other's holidays, They eat each other's food. They speak fragments of each other's languages in everyday conversation, a beautiful linguistic cocktail called Manglish that blends Malay, English, Mandarin, and Tamil into something completely its own. You cannot put a Malaysian face into a box. There is no one Malaysian look. And that right there is what makes the country extraordinary. It is a living, breathing proof that people of wildly different backgrounds can share a nation, a table, and a laugh without tearing each other apart. In an era where the world feels more divided than ever, doesn't that sound like something worth paying attention to? Lie 3. They live in the jungle, in tree houses. Okay, I have to come clean. Before my very first trip to Malaysia, I, a grown adult woman, genuinely sincerely believed that Malaysia was primarily jungle. Logish kept telling me, "Rachel, it's developed. It's modern. You'll be shocked." And I nodded along, thinking, "Sure, honey." Then we landed at the airport, and I looked around and said, out loud, in front of him, "Oh, look, they even have a jungle inside the airport." There is a famous botanical garden inside the Kuala Lumpur airport. It is gorgeous. It is also not evidence that people live in trees. We actually played a prank on our friends once. Rachel posted in a Facebook group after her first trip, as a joke, saying something about visiting a ceremony in a treehouse with a funny photo. She meant it as satire. Every single person believed it. Oh, wow. How do they get electricity up there? Is there running water? People wanted it to be true because it confirmed what they already believed. And that's the most dangerous kind of lie, the one people accept without question because it fits the story they've already written. The truth? Malaysia has ancient rainforests and gleaming skyscrapers. It has heritage villages and ultra-modern highways. It has traditional longhouses that have been preserved as cultural treasures, not because people have no other options, but because they choose to honor where they came from. Malaysia isn't jungle instead of city. It's jungle and city, rivers and mountains, heritage and innovation, all of it at once in one incredible place. Lie 4. It's a strict, restrictive Muslim country. Before I packed for my first trip, I pulled Logish aside with a very serious face and asked, "What do I have to wear? Do I need to cover everything?" I had been to stricter Muslim countries before. I knew the rules. Long sleeves, long skirts, full coverage, always. He looked at me and said, "Just wear what you'd wear in America." I did not believe him. I packed the long sleeves anyway. And when I got there, I wore my normal clothes. Every day. No one said a word. The caveat, and this is important, if you're entering a mosque or a government building, you cover up. That's not restriction. That's respect. And the way it's enforced? When we visited a mosque, and my dress came to my shin instead of my feet, a man walked over gently and handed me a small robe to wear over it. Quietly, kindly, with a smile. No shaming, no anger, no confrontation. Just, "Hey, this is how we show respect here." Did I ever feel governed? Controlled? Out of place? Absolutely not. Not once. Malaysia is a Muslim-majority country that also has Buddhist temples, Hindu shrines, and Christian churches all within walking distance of each other. The call to prayer rings out 5 times a day, and nobody bats an eye. It's simply part of the soundtrack of the city. This is not a country that oppresses you. This is a country that asks you to be respectful. And that's something we could all stand to practice a little more. Lie 5. It's dangerous. Let me give you one statistic. Just one. According to the Global Peace Index, Malaysia ranks 13th safest country in the entire world. Second safest in Asia. Now let me give you one more. In the United States in 2023, there were more mass shootings than there were days in the year. More shootings than days. In Malaysia, guns are illegal. Mass shootings are not just rare, they are essentially unheard of. You can go to a concert, a stadium, a crowded festival, and you walk straight in. No metal detectors, no bag checks, no fear humming underneath the excitement. Is Malaysia perfect? No. Are there pockets, like Klang, where Logish grew up, where petty crime happens? Yes. Every country has those places. But the difference is the nature of the crime. Petty theft is not the same as gun violence. Being pickpocketed is not the same as being shot at a school. International students in Malaysia say they go out at night without fear. Women walk home. Tourists explore freely. That is not nothing. That is everything. Lie 6. Nobody speaks English there. This one still makes Logish laugh. He moved to America, spoke perfect, fluent English his entire life. And the number of times people looked at him with wide eyes and said, "Wow, your English is so good," as if they'd just witnessed a magic trick. Malaysia has been English-speaking for generations. It is one of the official working languages. In major cities, everyone speaks English. In rural areas, someone nearby almost certainly does, and if they don't, they will find someone who does and bring them over to help you, because that is just the kind of people Malaysians are. And here's the secret hack. Learn even 2 words of Malay before you go. Just 2. The reaction you get, the pure, beaming delight on people's faces, is unlike anything you've experienced. They light up. They feel seen. You instantly go from tourist to friend. Or, at minimum, just throw the word "la" at the end of your sentences. Trust me on this one, la. The bonus myth. Malaysians hate Singapore. Okay, look. Is there a rivalry? Yes. Is it real? Absolutely. Who has better food? Malaysia. Who invented Hainanese chicken rice? Malaysia. Who has a stronger currency? Singapore. Fine. But here's the thing nobody tells you about the Malaysia-Singapore relationship. It's like siblings. You roast each other mercilessly. You argue about chicken rice at the dinner table, and then, the moment you're both in a foreign country, surrounded by people who've never heard of either of you, you find each other and you feel like home. Logish and I see it every time we're out in America. Malaysian friends, Singaporean friends, all at the same table, sharing the same food, finishing each other's sentences. The banter is real. The love is realer. Here's what I want you to take away from all of this. Malaysia is not a punchline. It is not a footnote. It is not a jungle with a few people clinging to tree houses. It is a nation of 33 million people who are educated, diverse, generous, safe, and quietly building something the rest of the world hasn't caught up to yet. The lies didn't come from malice. They came from ignorance, from a world that doesn't look east unless it's forced to, from a media that flattens entire continents into stereotypes. But you're smarter than that. You watched this whole video. You asked the questions. So now, I have one more question for you. What's stopping you from booking that flight? Drop a comment below with any other Malaysia myths you've heard, and we'll keep exposing them, one lie at a time. like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.